Hi, doing a very quick video here on changing pickups in a P22, P24, Hollow Body 2, any of the piezo equipped PRS guitars. I've seen a few posts on Facebook recently where people have commented on wanting to change the pickups, usually because they find something like the original pickups being 5708s is too vintage and they want something a bit more modern. On this guitar, this is a 2013 version, they would have been 5708s that were in this guitar. Earlier ones 5310s, and the most recent ones like the custom 22 piezo, the custom 24 piezo, it's I believe 8515s, but they're always listed as P22 pickups, and the reason for that is that they're a standard, so this one would have been a standard 5708 but with the magnets reversed. It should make no difference when using the magnetic pickups in isolation, but when you use them with the piezo it makes a huge difference. And if you're going to change the pickups, then you either need to buy pickups that have the right polarity, or you have to take the pickups apart and flip the magnets. So let's just see what the problem is. This one here, as I say, would have been 5708s, but it turns out when I bought it, the person who had it before me actually had changed the pickups. I didn't know that at first. I thought it sounds much more modern than I would expect from a sort of vintage PAF type pickup. Originally I thought that might just be the maple neck in the guitar, but it's not, it's the pickups. So when I found that if I used the pickups in conjunction with the piezo, I got an ugly sound that really never used. Quite happy to use either in isolation. The piezo sounds great, particularly straight into the PA or through an acoustic amp. But together with the magnetic pickups, it's just not pretty. I took the strings off the other day to restring everything, and I thought, you know what, while I've got them off, I'll just whip the pickups out, have a wee look and see what's actually in here. Took them out and there's a sticker in the back and it says 8514, and I thought, I'd never heard of that before, never seen it in my life before, so I contacted the factory. Sean Nuttall came back to me and said, your guitar left the factory with 5708s. Somebody has changed the pickups. Paul tinkers with pickups for a long while before releasing final version. It looks like the 8514s in your guitar are probably a prototype from 2014 that eventually would have become the 8515 pickups. I've no idea how similar or dissimilar to the 8515s these actually are, but it explains why they don't sound as vintage as I expected. Also explains why the magnetic pickup and the piezo sound horrible, because they're actually out of phase with each other. This guitar, the pickups have the normal PRS polarity. So let's just hear what that does. If we go to the magnetic pickups on their own, just on a clean guitar sound. Okay, so that's the bridge pick, sorry, the neck pickup on its own. Bass pickup. Nice and full sounding. If we go to the two single coils, the two humbuckers together, position 2 we've got the bridge humbucker and one single coil. And finally the bridge pickup on its own humbucking mode. Okay, if we take that to something with a bit more gain on it. The magnetics on their own, I think it sounds great. As I say, not what I expected, but it sounds great. If we go to the piezo on its own, now in this case I'm using the mix output rather than two separate outputs, and I'm sending it straight into a guitar amp so that it's easy to just switch between the two. It's not the same as sending it to a separate PA or whatever, but you know, the idea here is to see what happens with phase polarity. This is the piezo in isolation. Okay, now what we have is a combined position where I have the neck pickup on in magnetic mode and the piezo. Now if we just quickly hear that using the blend knob, fully magnetic side, fully piezo side, and now let's go towards 50-50. Okay, piezo on its own again, neck on its own, 50-50 blend. So what I noticed there is that the volume drops quite significantly and the sound becomes much thinner. It loses all the depth and definition, and that's the effect of reverse phase. So what we're going to do next is I'm going to whip the pickups out again. We'll do what the factory have told me to do, and that is take the back off the pickups, take the magnets out, flip them over, put them back in and reinstall as normal. So a day of tinkering ahead. After having switched the magnet on the bridge pickup, I realised it probably would have been interesting to show the impact of changing magnets. So here's the neck pickup which I'm about to switch. If we look at it just now, we can see there is a north polarity on the screw coil, and if we move it to the slug coil, we get a south polarity. Screw coil north, slug coil south. I've already flipped this one over here. We now have south on the slug, north on the screw, which is the reverse of the standard polarity. So flipping the magnets literally is a question of flipping the magnets. Here we have the magnet off, turned over, and inserted back in the opposite polarity. Okay, back, everything wired up again, and it's time to see whether it's worked. So first thing I want to do is just check if the magnetic pickups still work as expected, make sure there's nothing has changed there. So neck pickup or base pickup. Sounds good. Position 4, the 2 single coils. Two humbuckers, position 3. Position 2, bridge humbucker, neck single coil. And then bridge humbucker on its own. All seems good so far. Should point out that I haven't adjusted the heights of the pickups properly yet. I forgot all about that, so the sounds will undoubtedly be slightly different than they were before making the changes. The main thing I want to check is, if we go to the neck pickup here, neck pickup and piezo blended together. So before we blend, actually, the mix knob rolled to all magnetic, mix knob rolled all piezo, 50-50. Excellent, no more drop in volume. volume seems to stay totally consistent and just blend between the two sounds.